Welcome back to the Kia Hyundai channel. My name is Gabby.
And I'm Pat, and what are we doing today, Gabby?
Today we're filming the beautiful 2023 Kia Sportage, I was about to say HEV. It is the EX though. So this trim is kind of smack dab in the middle. We have the X-Line underneath it, which has a more rugged look, some bigger wheels, and is our introduction to some tech and features. This trim though, it's going to give you a panoramic sunroof, these beautiful 18-inch alloys, little sleek styling compared to the kind of rugged look that was on the X-Line, and a bigger infotainment screen. So more features that you can access through there.
Awesome. Okay, so we do these videos for three reasons.
Three
reasons. Reason number one is you may own a Kia or Hyundai product, and we want to provide value by showing you everything that your car can do.
Yep. Number two, you may be considering a new vehicle. We want you to consider Kia or Hyundai. There's so much value in our products, so much to learn, so much to know, and we want you to watch our videos to learn it.
Yeah, and number three, if you're in Ontario, if you're gonna buy a Kia or Hyundai, you might as well buy from us.
Why not? So we have 3 stores, just like our 3 reasons why we do these videos. Brantford Kia, where we film every day, Brantford Kia Studio, Owen Sound Hyundai, and Brantford Hyundai, which is about 10 minutes down the road. Each of these dealers will work hard to make sure you're comfortable with the vehicle you're purchasing and walk you through everything.
Absolutely. So some of you may not be watching live, and one of the reasons why we like live is we get to interact with our audience, and so there's a chat bar. So Gabby's going to show you how you can join live. If you want to skip to the 3-minute mark, that's roughly where we start our walk around.
Yep. So we'll actually get into the video. So all you have to do is go to the Kia Hyundai channel on YouTube. If you're on a desktop, it should look like this. Mobile browsers will look a little bit different, but that's our channel there. You can either go to home or under our live tab, and you'll see today's video. So the title, the description, who's watching. So 26 people are watching. If you're on right now, please leave us a like. Then all you have to do is click on the video itself. It'll load you in. You may have to watch an ad. This is for Honda, so we're not going to pay attention to this ad, but let's skip that. And now you can see on the right side of the screen, we have that live chat box where you guys can ask us questions, you can leave comments. If there's anything you want to know in the Kia or Hyundai world, let us know. We can try our best to answer it for you. If we missed your question during our live period, you can always leave it as a regular YouTube comment and we can check it out later. But let's get into the car. So, like I said, 2023 Sportage EX, right smack dab in the middle of the other trim levels, but this is where stuff gets a little bit more stylish, a little bit more sleek. So we have a lot of black accents around the vehicle, those very, very sleek 18-inch alloy wheels. So we'll have Pat take a closer look there. Got a little bit of aluminum, a little bit of black in there. Just looks very, very nice. This vehicle has a lot of road presence. The headlights, I would say, so on the redesign, they kind of have a boomerang-like shape to them, and they look so, so nice. They are full LEDs, so I'll quickly turn them on so you can take a look. All right, ignore that beeping. But beautiful LEDs. Take a look at how bright that boomerang shape is. Ooh, if you're driving in front of a Sportage, you'll definitely know it's a Kia Sportage. They're so distinct. Then our grille is all blacked out, a shiny, almost piano black-like material. Don't worry, it's not that hard to clean. And then inside, you'll see it's solid here. We got a little bit of texture in these inserts on the grille, and then of course, our open grille. Over here, we have our sensor for forward collision avoidance. Now with this EX trim, you actually have an advanced forward collision avoidance. So not only is it going to pick up cars, it's also going to work in junctions. So if you're making a left turn, it's going to see if there's a risk of collision coming from the opposite side, so in an intersection. Now this will not only warn you the risk of a collision, it will brake for you. So it's a very great safety feature to have. I will also point out that our windshield has rain sensing wipers. I shouldn't really talk about windshield, but the wipers themselves are rain sensing. So if you are driving and the rain picks up or it stops, the car will do it all for you. I really don't like having to kind of gauge where I need my wipers, or I don't want to have the fastest wipers. You know, it's kind of embarrassing. Not really. Pat's like, what? We'll come around to the side here. Beautiful turn signal repeaters on our mirrors, and then we also have blind spot detection. So Pat will zoom in on the mirror itself, and you'll see a little warning icon that will light up once there is a vehicle in our blind spot. And then of course, if I have my turn signal on, whether it be left or right, it'll alert me that there is a car there if there is a vehicle there. Now let's say I still start to turn into that lane, the vehicle will correct me back into my original lane to avoid a collision. So a very, very smart vehicle. On the trim below, we have raised roof rails, but on the EX, we get these sleek, flush, all blacked out roof rails, still with the vehicle, so this is functional. You do have a panoramic sunroof, so you want to make sure you don't open that if you do have anything on your roof, of course. We do have this chrome breakthrough or accent piece that kind of breaks apart the whole darked out or blacked out look. I will answer the paint question, so if anyone's asking or wondering, it is Gravity Gray. This is our darkest gray available on the Kia Sportage. If you like something a little bit lighter, I definitely recommend the Steel Gray. Both our grays hide scratches, dirt, dust very, very well, so definitely better than white or black in that sense. Now for our taillights, they're a mix of LEDs and bulbs. You can barely tell they look like they're full LEDs. Very distinct look to them again, and then our beautiful Sportage logo on the bottom left corner. Looking down here, you might have to get a little bit close, but we do have rear parking sensors, and we have a little reverse light at the bottom as well. It doesn't look like much, but it is so, so bright. You'll be able to see it. Let's open up our tailgate, or lift gate, I should say. So it is hydraulic. If you do want a power or smart power tailgate, you do have to go up to the EX Premium trim. We'll take a look inside. The space for a Sportage is the same on all our trim levels. This thing is huge. So this is actually the same cargo space, a little bit bigger than what we had in the previous model, not the previous model, but the previous body style Sorento, which is our almost full-size SUV. So much room here, and then those seats do fold down, and it's so easy to knock them down. So each side, the left and the right, you have this tab. They can pull, and they fold right down. There is a slight incline, but other than that, it is pretty close to flat. Under our floor bed here, we do have a spare tire as well, and then there's a good amount of room on each side, so you can put in a first aid kit, blankets, or whatever you may need in the back of your Sportage. Another great thing that's in this vehicle is all the lights inside are LED, so I'll quickly have Pat show the left side of the cargo area there. So there's one of our beautiful bright LEDs, and then a 12-volt charger just underneath it. It's very techy, but that's not all of it. There's a lot more tech in the driver passengers area. So we'll quickly take a look inside. Pat, I'll have you join me here. Pat's literally the owner of this dealership, but once 2 p.m. hits, he's our cameraman. All right, so for our seats, we have this beautiful leather seating, and it extends throughout the cabin, of course, so even your rear seats get leather. We got power driver's seat with lumbar support, so I'll quickly have Pat show the panels. Super easy to use and control. If you do want memory seats, that is an option, but once again, on the EX Premium. I will say these seats are so, so comfy. The Sportage does have a pretty good ride height, so it's not very low to the ground. However, it's not too high that you have trouble getting in. I love it. On the left side over here, we have our regular window controls. I will point out both driver and passenger windows are express up and down, so super easy to get your windows down, get them up. You don't have to hold it all day. And then our door handles. Every time I film a Sportage, I always talk about how cool the door handles are, but they are still very easy to use, obviously very functional. It's not like Tesla where you kind of, how do I get out of this car? Very easy. On the left side here, we have our brightness adjustment. So if you find your dash is a little too bright for you at nighttime or maybe too dim, you can quickly adjust it on the fly. You also have your traction control and your electronic parking brake. Super easy to use. You pull it up to trigger your parking brake, and then you push it down while holding your brake to release the parking brake. All right, so I'll talk about the steering wheel real quick before Pat comes around. So this is the leather-wrapped steering wheel, and it's fully heated. I had a customer ask me today if only sections of the wheel are heated. All of it gets heated, so no matter how you like to drive, your hands will be nice and warm, meaning it's super easy to use your touchscreen because you don't have to wear gloves in the car. This car also has Kia Connect, so you'll see these buttons up here. And essentially, Kia Connect is our telematics system, so it's an app you download on your phone. You can control your car, see how much gas is in it. If any doors are unlocked, you can lock your doors or unlock them, start it, turn it off, whatever you need to do with your car, you can all do it through the app. It'll also tell you when your next service is. And if you were a previous user of Kia Connect, let me tell you, it has changed. It is so fast now, so give it a try. You'll be amazed. It's so good now. Pat's like, yeah, it's a lot better. So my car starts within 10 seconds of pressing start now, which is life-changing. It used to be like 2 minutes. Seriously, they rebranded for sure. All right, now Pat will come around and we'll talk about everything else. All right, I noticed I didn't say the engine specs. So it's a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder engine. It's just gasoline in this one. This Sportage does come in hybrid and plug-in hybrid though. And then our horsepower is 187 and 278 pound-feet of torque with an 8-speed automatic transmission.
How much can it tow?
2,500 pounds when properly equipped. All right, now over here we have our, it's not fully digital, but we do have this new digital design for our tachometer and speedometer. What you can actually control is the center gauge here. So let me change this for you. You can see your drive info, which is going to be, of course, your trip and your average liters per 100 kilometers. If you do decide you'd like to drive to the States, you can change this to miles per gallon. We also have our compass or our navigation. So once you have a route set in your nav, which this vehicle has built in, it'll show you your turn by turn up there. So if I have an upcoming turn in 50 meters, I'll see it right there. I don't have to take my eyes, well, I guess a little bit off the road, but not really out of view of the road. I'll press this one more time and it shows our all-wheel drive torque distribution or our tire pressure monitoring display. So you do have to drive to have that displayed to you. But a very easy to use and easy to see. I mean, you want it easy to see, but everything's laid out for you nice and simple. And then of course you can choose to show what information is most useful to you. So a lot of people do like looking at their drive info, seeing how much liters per 100 kilometers they're getting. I was about to say miles per gallon. Oh my gosh, not here. Now in our main screen here, this is where you get this beautiful 12.3 inch display. So you have to move up to the EX Premium. I love this purplish, and it's very retro and modern at the same time look to it, and I think it looks so good at night. We have our date and time here, and then also if we're listening to media, that would be displayed. On the right, this is really where we are on the map. So if I click that area there, it'll take me to our navigation screen. From here, you can search points of interest, or if you want to save a home address or a work address, you can all do that through there. It also works with voice commands, so if you are on the road, you do have to use your voice commands, which can easily be pressed on your steering wheel here. So I'll exit out of our nav display, and I'll show you our main screen here. So from your home screen, you'll slide over, this is what you're looking at. Map will take you back to what we were just on. Nav menu will let you save new addresses or go through your previous addresses. Phone is where you can see your recent phone logs. If you don't have your phone connected, you'll have to do that first. Phone projection, so that's going to be your Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. First you have to set that up through your Bluetooth and then plug your phone into this USB here. Voice memos, you can save voice memos into your car, so if you're forgetful, you can always say, pick up Pat from Brantford Kia, or wherever you got to do. Climate can easily be controlled through the screen here. However, you can also, it's already on climate, you can change it through here. Now this trim level does have dual climate control, so that means I can have my temperature set to 25 degrees, for example, and if Pat's feeling a little colder, he can have his at high, or I can quickly sync it, and now everything is the same. So it's really great if you frequently drive with passengers and they don't agree on climate control settings with you. All right, and then if you want to control it through the screen, it's very, very easy. I actually quite like this display. I will point out that if you want to turn your heated seats, you can't do it through here or here. You will have to press the physical buttons, which I actually prefer right over here. So 3 different levels of heated seats for driver and passenger, and then you got your heated steering wheel button too. So they're just highlighted in orange once they're on and how much the intensity is set to.
Yeah, like Tesla has buttons in the screen versus real buttons, and
Yeah.
they're kind of hard to find. I
They are.
definitely prefer a real button.
I have a lot of customers kind of get confused when they come into our cars if they're driving Tesla, and they're like, everything's so different. But everything's so different in that car too. It's very confusing for me. Over here we also have some climate control settings. So something I love is that we have automatic defog and defrost. I don't know about you, but I'm someone who panics when my windows start to get foggy and I don't know what to do. So it's nice that the car automatically does it for you.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's cool, eh?
Yeah.
So it's on right now.
Automatic dehumidifier.
Yeah. I'll literally start panicking if it starts fogging up because I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
did you
okay.
put the heat on? Did you put the
Yeah, I'm like, what do I do? So it's nice that the car will take care of it. Also, when you turn on your washer fluid, it's automatically going to recirculate the air inside, so it's not going to bring in fresh air that could be contaminated or kind of have a washer fluid sent to it.
Oh, neat.
Cool, eh?
That's something I didn't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you have all these options here. And activate upon entering tunnels. That's also cool, eh? So not too many emissions from the other cars.
Oh my goodness.
And Pat's face right now is what?
Yeah, who would have thought?
Who would have thought? Okay, another thing that I love about the Kia Sportage is the heated windshield. So it's been old news that almost all of our vehicles, Kia, Hyundai, any manufacturer has a heated rear window. So with the tungsten burners that actually melt snow and ice. Now Kia has it in the Kia Soul, the Kia Carnival, and the K5, and this vehicle. You'll actually see little squiggly lines. I don't know if our camera's that good to focus on it.
Yeah, no, it doesn't pick up.
No?
But in real life, you can see little squiggly lines.
If you really look at it. Now, when you're driving, it's not going to bug you. It's not going to feel like you have those little, I don't know what they are, but you know when you look at the sky and you see the little squiggles in your eyes?
Yeah.
It doesn't look
Little
like that.
floaters.
Yeah, little floaters. So this will actually melt snow and ice off of your windshield, and when you start your car with Kia Connect, you can choose to turn this on. So if you live somewhere that gets very icy, this is a lifesaver. You don't have to scrape anything. I wish I had it in my car. So easy to turn on, just this button right over here. Oh, I guess the car's not actually on, so I can't do that. And then here you can set manually if you'd like your fans to be at a certain pace, or you can press automatic climate control, which will set you to whatever temperature you set and take you there in steps. So level 3, level 2, or level 1. Super easy to use. If you press down on the climate control button there, it'll turn everything off. So that's going to be your power on or off button. Now this dash here, a lot of people like to complain about it because they think, oh, if I want to turn my volume up and I turn my heat on all the way. You don't have to worry about that because all your volume controls are also on your steering wheel, so you can leave this at climate control and not have to worry about it. And it's also super easy to tell if you're in navigation, infotainment mode, or climate mode. So this is going to be your nav and infotainment. Anything I want to go to, let's say on the screen here, I can access on this panel. So setup, it'll take me to my setup menu. But I can also do that through touching the screen. So you can do anything really without having to switch over here.
Yeah, it took me a little bit to get used to, but I'm
Yeah.
definitely used to it.
Yeah, it's super easy to
Yeah.
get a hang of. Over here, and one thing I do like about this is that you get touch feedback. So if you do press something, you'll get a little bit, you'll get that noise, right, to know that you actually hit a button. All right, now down here, we have our 12 volts, our center USB. This is what you're going to use for Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and for software updates. So this is actually going to transfer media or data over. And then we have a USB-C. So most modern phones come with a USB adapter now instead of a USB port, and this charges much, much faster. Speaking of charging, we have a wireless phone charge pad over here. So it's actually quite large, which accommodates most modern day phones, and it does have vents underneath, so it will cool down your phone as you're charging if it does start to overheat, because the surface is black, and if you are driving in the summer, it's going to get really hot. All right, our start button's over here. I am still not used to this in the Kia Sportage because almost all of our other vehicles have their push button start somewhere over here. So I still always do this every time I get into the car. But it's there. We have a regular gear shift, so this is tied to your 8-speed automatic. Park, reverse, neutral, drive, that's pretty normal. Here's where things get fun. So we have a drive and a terrain mode select. If you want to go to terrain, all you have to do is push it down. You can't be in a drive mode and a terrain mode at the same time, so you can't be in sport mode and snow mode. It's one or the other. But let's talk about what modes we got. So up on the screen, we have normal, sport, and smart, and check out how it changes the colors of your display. So that's going to change how the vehicle performs. Sport mode will, of course, kind of not soften, but sensitize your throttle, if that's the word for it. So it's going to be much more touchy. The car's definitely going to take off a bit quicker. It's great if you're getting onto the highway, or if you want to pass somebody, or if you just like a feel of a more sensitive throttle. It will burn a little bit more fuel, and it's going to ride gears for a bit longer, so it's going to really go up in your RPMs. Now, if you're in normal mode or smart mode, it's going to shift a bit quicker, be a little bit more efficient, but that also might make it feel a bit more dull to you. However, if you're just a normal driver, you probably won't notice a difference. Terrain mode over here will get snow, mud, and sand, so this will change your all-wheel drive torque distribution. It'll also turn on your downhill braking assist if you're in mud mode. So this is going to give you optimal traction in those conditions. Highly recommend, especially snow mode. I find it makes a huge difference, big, big difference. Over here we have our parking sensors. So if you remember when we were looking at the exterior of the car, we have rear sensors. If you put a hitch or anything on this vehicle and it triggers your sensors and may be very annoying for you, you can quickly turn it off so you don't get that beeping alert. Just underneath that we have our camera button. So when I press that, it'll give me a live camera feed of what is in my backup camera. So I can take a look, make sure my parking's good. The camera quality is so good you can actually see the dirt on the floor. So I don't know, it's pretty yucky. But it's great if you do park in a garage or anywhere really that's a tighter space, just to make sure everything's good. And then this will light up either green, orange, or red for your parking sensors if there is anything that's triggering them. So if you get close to a wall or another car, that will start to light up. Turn that off. We have auto stop and start in this vehicle, so if you've ever been at a red light with another car and it just shuts off, it's only the engine that turns off, so if you're listening to music, it's still going to stay on. All your lights will still be on the dash. It's just going to shut off your engine momentarily to conserve a little bit of fuel. We also have auto hold, which holds you at a complete stop when you have it selected, and then releases once you hit the gas. Oh my gosh, our lights are off. A great time to show the beautiful LED interior lights. These are super bright and they're activated by touch over here, so you barely even have to touch it. It's more like just a little float. They turn on super easily. It doesn't look too impressive on camera, but they are very, very bright, especially at nighttime. You can find anything you may have dropped. I'll also point out our tow truck button and our SOS button, so that's tied to your Kia Connect account. All our cars in Canada come with 5 years unlimited kilometers of roadside assistance anywhere in North America, and then our SOS is our emergency services. while we're focused up here, look at this huge panoramic sunroof. So like I mentioned, this sunroof starts on this trim level and it extends to both the EX Premium and the X-Line Limited. It opens up to around here, but look at that view. So even if you're sitting in the back seats, you can still see right out of the sunroof. It's so beautiful. It really opens up the vehicle and makes it feel much more spacious. The cover is also powered, so you'll see it come up now. However, I don't like when the cover's open because it makes me feel closed. So we're gonna leave it open for now, and we'll take a look at the back seats.
We did have a question that what are the buttons below the heated seats? So those are dead in this trim.
Yeah, they're empty buttons. If you do move up one trim to the EX Premium, those will be your ventilated seat options or buttons. I will say I don't like how they leave the space there. I'm gonna try to turn on the, there we go, the lights. I don't like how they leave the space there, but I don't know. Pat, are you able to lift the seat up or should I
sure.
come around?
We have the technology.
We have the technology. Okay. So this is the back seat of the Kia Sportage. So this is not how I normally sit. I'm pretty short and this seat is very, very, very far back. However, we do have these leather pockets on the backs of the seats. They are a plastic material, which makes wiping them down super easily. Plus they're leather, so that's also super easy to clean up. The backs of the seats do have USB-C ports, so super quick charging. It's great if you have kids or anybody in the back that uses a mobile device. No one's gonna have a dead phone. And then in the center, we do have air vents. We'll talk a little bit about room. Right now, my seat is fully straight, so I can recline it a bit if I'd like. So this is actually how much I can recline it. This is pretty far back. Just taking a nap here, guys. So it's very, very comfy. Legroom wise, I have tons of knee room, tons of leg room, and there's a lot of room underneath the seat for your feet if you like to extend a little bit. I'm very comfy. I'll drop this down before I take a seat in the middle to show you your cup holders and armrest. So still a beautiful leather material. We'll close that up. And then sitting in the center here, the hump in the middle is not too tall, so I don't feel hunched over. I still have a good amount of headroom, a very good amount. I will say with the sunroof, you're supposed to lose a little bit of headroom, but it actually feels like I have more just because I get an open view of everything. And I'm not too squished, so look at that view. I'll actually take the camera for a second and just show you what I see in front of me. So it's very, very spacious. The back of the headrest actually double as a hanger, so you can hang coats or bags or whatever you need really and get them off the ground. There's so much room here, and they just really integrated every space to have more than one use. So even another hook there for more bags. There's so much room. The lights back here are also LED, so I'll turn one on. You can see, super bright, super easy to use. A little hook beside there too. Awesome. All right, now let's hop out and answer some questions.
Well done, Gabby.
Thank you, Pat. Someone asked, how long is the waiting list for this trim? Oh.
Give me 1 second. There again. Okay, so the longest wait on Sportage is the X-Line Limited, and we have several that have just been built that will go to fill sold orders. I don't have an answer on that specific trim. Like, if you've watched our videos before, you'll know that our volume models are Seltos, then Sportage, then Forte and Sorento. And so we're supposed to get something like 20,000 Sportage this year. And we're definitely getting a regular sequence of them coming. So it's not like a year or anything. You know, like I would say max 6 months, best case scenario, 90 days.
If you go to scrape the windshield, will that damage the little squiggles, the tungsten burners? No. So it's actually in the glass, just like it would be in a rear windshield for any other car.
Now, the only downside is that
oh, I know what you're going to say.
to replace them, like if you get a stone chip or something like that, they're really expensive.
Yeah.
Like several thousand for a windshield. So that is the downside. I'm sure at some point the prices will come down as they're more widely adopted.
Yeah.
Does the Seltos 2024 have better waiting times? Well, they're just ramping up production of the 2024, and so...
I will say our wait list isn't that long yet, so It's not too long yet, so
Yeah,
it shouldn't
no.
be too bad.
No, they're just starting to build it. Like the 23s are just ending, and yeah. Is the blue Seltos going to be there? Be your Wednesday car? I think this is actually being delivered
Today?
today. So
Probably not.
it's the background Monday car. Thanks, Ian.
Yeah. I will say that Friday is the last day of the month of March, so we will do our phone in Friday video. Pat might be there, may not. Well, to be determined, I guess.
Yeah,
Friday?
no,
Yeah?
I'm
You'll be
intending
there?
to be here.
Okay.
Hickson just said, I've been at a Kia dealership in Vaughan. They gave me a period of 1.5 years for the Sportage hybrid.
I'd say that's pretty,
Yeah, it's probably accurate. It's
Yeah.
definitely a year.
yeah.
We know that, well, just hybrid, not plug-in hybrid.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's quicker than that.
I
Plug-in
don't-
hybrid,
I don't
would
know.
say.
I don't know.
What's your oldest hybrid deal that you haven't filled?
Probably almost a year.
Oh, okay. Right. Hi, Jake. Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you. He said, if I open a restaurant near the dealer, what should the theme be? And I think Kia. Kia and Hyundai, sorry.
Oh my goodness.
What is the difference between this trim and the EX Premium? So there's a couple differences. With the EX Premium, oh my gosh, I love speaking English. You will also get memory seats, ventilated seats, you'll get a power lift gate. Those are the big or main things. It'll also give you the option to get red leather interior if that's more your style. So a couple differences there.
Chris asked for the engine specs, so I know you mentioned it was a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder.
Yep, 187 horsepower, 178 pound-feet of torque, and then the towing capacity is 2,500 pounds when properly equipped. I will point that out.
All right.
All right, let's see. We serve curly fries. I have made a better recipe than Arby's. Ooh.
There's a good Canadian.
What is the price difference between this trim and the EX Premium? So this one's priced at $36.95. If you give me 1 second, I can get the price for the EX Premium. One moment.
Okay, I guess I'm carrying the show, so I'm just gonna scroll up and take a look at some of your comments here. I noticed someone commented about my camera work, and yeah, I get you don't tune in for my camera work. I will not quit my day job.
All right, the EX Premium is priced at $38,195, and that is Canadian pricing.
That was Christian that said that. Are we gonna see a new Sonata soon or what?
I don't know. We got 23s. We just filmed one on Friday, or we did the test drive video on Friday.
Yeah, Stephen Winter was saying that there's a Car Scoop's website that there was an unveiling of the 24 Sonata, and said it would be at the New York Auto Show.
Michael Williams Kenny said, what is the delivery time for a Kia Forte 5 GT Limited? Cheers from Hamilton. Oh, Hamilton.
Okay, so, I mean, that's a great question.
Yep.
We have gone 5 months without a Forte 5, and we just got an allocation for a GT Limited that someone bought last May. And so they'll get it in under a year, but it's taken a lot longer than we thought. So the Forte 5 is built in Korea, whereas the sedans are built in Mexico, and we're getting tons of sedans, but we're not getting that many 5-doors. So, I mean, basically Kia Canada is taking whatever inventory they can get, but they're trying to focus on
Volume
Seltos, Sportage, Sorento, and 4-door Fortes, because those are the cars that we sell the most of. We do have a Telluride coming in that isn't sold as of this moment. It's an SX in
Wolf Gray.
Wolf Gray, and that'll be here in 2 to 3 weeks. So if anyone's looking for a Telluride, reach out. I'm sure at some point we'll sell it today, but yeah.
Let's see. Okay, thanks for the info on pricing. $38 for EX Premium. Is that the final price including tax and fees? No, that is the MSRP price. So there will be freight and air and then HST on that top as well.
What is the wait time for a Soul EX versus a Soul EV? I don't even know whether or not you would get a Soul EV at this point because, you know, production is coming to conclusion sometime this year on that model.
That's so sad.
Soul EX, like we have an EX Plus that's going to land in about a week that isn't sold. It's
It's
Lunar.
orange.
Yeah. So if you're looking for something like that, we do have one. But they cut back our production on Soul. We're not getting as many as we could probably sell. But we are getting, like I said, Seltos, Sportage, Sorento, and Forte.
A couple of people asking about my mom's PHEV. So Angel said, "Hi team Gabby, what year did your mother purchase and actually after waiting for such a long time?" So she ordered in October of 2021. So she was one of our first orders for the PHEV Sorento. And there was quite a few people that got theirs before hers, and it really came down to what trim they ordered and what color. She ordered white and just got hers 2 weeks ago. It came in 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, so it was like 16 or 17 months.
Yeah.
She ordered it as a 2022. It came in as a 2023. There was a little bit of a price increase between 22 and 23. She did get a good deal on it though.
Yeah. She does work here.
And you know, we took her trade and sold it, and
She got very emotional when she saw her trade getting picked up or about to get picked up today.
oh, did it deliver?
It's gonna get delivered, but she saw it get all cleaned up, and in the showroom, she almost shed a tear.
Oh my goodness. I made a deal with her because we sold it and we did okay on it, and so I'm going to give her some additional money for her trade-in. There was something in there that was a good question and I lost it. Do you want your computer back?
Sure. Do you want me to scroll up?
Mother driving Sorento, daughter driving Forte.
Oh yeah. I gotta drive an EV6 GT, Pat. That's what the people want.
I think you should try it out. That car's really fast.
Yeah. Well, any
Like-
EVs, I remember our Soul EV, our demo or a shuttle car, the first time I drove, I was like, why is it so fast?
I put my foot down all the way to the floor at a red light on the EV6 GT, and I absolutely spun the tires. Like, I was shocked. So,
Let's see.
any questions on Sportage, guys?
Yeah, any questions about the Sportage EX maybe?
Well, the pricing changed next year for Sportage, though there will be no actual change to the car. Every year there's usually a modest price increase, and you know,
It's usually not bad.
typically it wouldn't. It would maybe amount to 1%, but not, you know, not often. So like if it's a $30,000 car, there may be a $300 price increase. And from time to time they do change the packaging, so you know that could happen and that can impact the price.
Uncle Pat, give Gabby a promotion.
She got one. She got one in December. That's why she does this. So we
December
took her.
was a couple months ago. I'm
She-
joking.
Previous to this, she was her job was, you know, selling cars all day, every day, and so we've put her in charge of marketing. So, and you deserve it. You do a great job.
Thank you.
Kind of like my cameraman skills.
Hey, that's not good. I'm joking.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what I meant.
Someone asked, when is the Sportage's next facelift? And it won't be for a while because this is a brand new model.
Right.
So it was just redesigned for 2023, and this is a 23.
Alejandro, waiting times at this moment on an X-Line trim for the Sportage. I think you could have one in under 6 months. With the exception of the X-Line Limited, those ones seem to be taking some time, and there's a fair amount of demand and a lot sold that we haven't, you know, a bunch of dealers haven't filled the orders yet, but they're coming. So,
Brian Holmes said, when you receive notice of allocation, when does the vehicle typically arrive at your dealership?
so it depends on what plant it comes out of.
Yeah.
So if we get an allocation out of Korea, then it's, you know, a good, you know, 8 weeks, sometimes 9 or 10. If we get an allocation out of Georgia, so like Telluride, for example, we could have that car in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So they usually give us an ETA, so we have an idea when it should arrive, but it's all based on, you know, average metrics, not necessarily exactly. So it's typically within 10 days of the date that we get. So.
Angela asked, do any of the Sportage models have auto or push button hatches? So for the power liftgate, it's available on one trim up, which is the EX Premium and the X-Line Limited. Why buy a Kia when it's the same price as a Toyota?
Why would you buy a Toyota?
When it's the same price as a Kia?
Yeah, I mean, that's an interesting thought.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Toyota builds a good car, but they're boring.
Yeah, I feel like
The interior is like, you know, I don't know, if you're in your 90s, it's probably conservative, but
I saw a photo. It's like a 2022 Toyota 4Runner customer picking up their new car and then trading in like their old one, and it's the exact same screen, exact same everything, and nothing's changed.
now this is our opinion.
But the price goes up.
Let's face it, I'm a Kia dealer, I'm a Hyundai
Yeah.
dealer, so I have no interest in the Toyota product. I honestly don't care for the styling, and I don't like how they look. They're good cars. Like, I'm not saying that, but you know, the one thing that Honda and Toyota do not do well in is they don't have EVs. Whereas Hyundai and Kia are crushing it with EVs.
Yep.
So a lot of our viewers have been giving us some nice shout outs in the EV9 group.
Yeah.
and you know, endorsing us. So guys, really
Thank
you for that. Yeah, there's one of our favorite EV6 buyers right there commenting.
Japan Quick said Kia has better warranty, paint quality, sound deafening, interiors, and a better value overall. I agree.
Because it doesn't get problems soon. If you want sportiness, the best choice is buy a Mazda. No.
No. I don't think Mazda's doing too well right now either. Every Mazda dealer I see has nothing at all.
For years and years and years, Mazda as a brand only had one car that really sold, and that was the Mazda 3. And then when they shifted, you know, when the market shifted away from small cars, Mazda kind of struggled. Whereas Kia, you know, it could be the Seltos, the Sportage, the Sorento, or the Forte. Any day, either of those four cars can be a volume brand. And then all of our kind of lower production stuff like Telluride is highly sought after. These are highly sought after. Even the K5, if we could get them, we would do okay.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Japan Quake says Mazda's going to be Saturn soon.
It's possible.
The Mazda dealership here, I remember, like, they would have one car on their lot, and that was it.
Yeah. Yeah, we, you know, I reviewed the numbers on the 20-day report, and Mazda's not having a great month, and neither is Honda. So.
Honda and Toyota are the most stolen vehicles in Canada. Another reason to go with Hyundai and Kia.
That's interesting. I think that's true. Yeah.
When is the EV6 giving tribute to Stinger video coming out? Huh?
Don't look at me. You've designed the content.
How do we do that? I think Kia Canada released a video.
Yeah, I think they did.
Yeah.
No,
So it should be
Kia
already
Canada
out.
did one. Yeah.
I don't think we can do one because we don't have a Stinger.
Toyota doesn't have an EV with 585 speed. Yeah.
Let's see. You guys gave the reason because they sell a lot and that's why they're always out of stock. No, they don't get any cars.
That's not what the stats support.
No.
So, like, you know, it's not a bad brand. It's just it doesn't have a wider reach like a Toyota or a Hyundai Kia. Like, let's face it.
Not anymore, at least.
Hyundai and Kia are doing really well. The product is well received globally. Not that Toyota isn't, but.
Yeah, someone said there's no way a Toyota is the same price. Equipment for equipment, you're paying more for the Toyota. Also, their financing rates are likely way higher. And I agree. So if you're looking at a high-level Toyota, it's definitely going to be much more than our higher-level Kia.
And then right below it, Daniel said Toyota has less equipment for the same price. Yeah, like we're a value brand, but we're a fun value brand. And we're a brand that people definitely are looking for. Like, we're okay with, like, you don't have to buy a Kia.
Oh, yeah.
If you're
I like
a
other
Mazda buyer,
manufacturers
if you're a
too.
Toyota buyer, like, we are fans of cars.
Yeah.
We're just showing you some reasons why you should consider our product.
Yes.
So, yeah, Ronak, well, then I need to drive a Kia. Yep, try one out.
Try
That's
it.
fair. Yeah.
How far are we in today's video?
Oh, we're pretty far.
Let's see where we're
Which
at.
of the Kia and
We're at
Hyundai
38 minutes.
Oh my goodness. Which of the Kia and Hyundai PHEVs have the least wait times currently? Neither. None of them have low wait times.
To put it simple.
Yeah.
They're both over a
If you
year.
need something quick, you can't buy a PHEV right now because they're just not coming quick. So.
All right, guys. I think that's it for today's video.
Just gave us a nice comment there. Thank you.
Thanks, Hank. I guess we'll finish off today's video. I will point out that tomorrow we won't have a live video going up, but stay tuned for Friday because it will be our fun phone-in Friday where you can ask us whatever you'd like. You can ask Pat what his favorite color is, or if he dyes his hair. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. All right, that's everyone's question. But yeah, that's it for today's video. So we'll stay tuned. See you later. Have a great day.
Bye, guys.